Misery has become a friend of mine. 'Cause Lord knows that you weren't the cheating kind. Well, that's why it came as a surprise, seeing his reflection in your eyes. Oh, as I lay across this filthy bunk, I hope time passes faster when you're drunk.
Testing. Welcome back to installment 2 of I, Myself, and Me. Playing with myself. Not in that way. What's the focus? Is the focus? Maybe I should put that focus on or something. Hang on a second. I gotta check this thing. So it doesn't look the greatest. It looks better now. There. Is that better? It's gonna interfere. Sit on autofocus. Okay. No, that looks all right. That looks okay. We're back. We have 2 new contenders. For the thing that we're doing here. So just to clarify things from last week's adventure, the reason why I called the game, in case anyone was interested, was because I had drawn 3 copies of the card that made the other opponent discard their entire hand, and which meant that for the next 3 turns, the Terminator or the Skynet was not going to get a hand, and they were going to lose a character each turn, which would have made it so that the Skynet character could never have recovered from that. So I just called it. It was pretty much over. This week, we've got 2, we've got a fan favorite right here. We got Aliens versus the Resistance, and that's just how it rolled. And you're going to have to trust me on that. That's just how it rolled. No questions. All right? I don't want to hear any. Oh, speaking of questions, I got to bring my chat up in case anyone does actually have any questions. So, and then because I did that, I got to bring this up. All right, so there we go. We're ready to roll. Okay. All right. Without any fanfare or whatnot, I'm going to speed through a little bit faster. We'll go through some certain cards and whatever to tell you that, oh, this is the strategy that's happening. This is the thing that's happening, whatever that is. But it's going to be a little quicker this time. So maybe we can get through a relatively shorter game. Yeah. We're hoping. We really are. Let's put our alien queen over here. So as you can see, we're doing Aliens versus the Resistance. I think I mentioned that already. And so I've got my starting lineup there. And then I've got my additional crap there. We're going to put that in the box. And then we've got our starting locations for the aliens. And the aliens start fairly stacked for locations because they've got a serious weakness. And that is at the beginning of the game, they're really, really squishy. And it takes a while for them to kind of ramp up. So there's a little bit extra buffer there in case. Oh boy, we might need more space in that direction. Well, maybe we won't. We might, but we won't. Not. So we've got 5 starting locations. We start with the breeding chamber. I start with a hive cryonics, a hatchery, an ambush point, and a hive airlock. Our location deck is next. I'm not going to go through the locations. We're going to take a Rubble Hills out and put it on the bottom, just like the last deck. And we're going to shuffle these bad boys up. And there we go. And now I set that off to the side. All right. We have space here. Let's probably do a little bit more. It's a location deck there, and I'll do the regular deck there. Nobody's looking over here anyway, so the discards and stuff like that. Whatever. So I'm going to shuffle up the regular deck and get them ready to go. So I think I figured this out, and I think I can do the rest of this. We're doing single elimination, so already the Skynet deck is out. They're gone. They're not coming back. I hope that no one was really. I was kind of hoping they'd last a little longer, but it was just down to them picking the worst opponent that they could possibly have gotten against for their particular strategy. The same thing would have happened, I think, and I think it will happen again if we do Aliens versus the Predator 2. Both of those rely upon having lots of cards in the hand, and anything that takes away cards from the hand makes them really not good. So they just the luck of the draw, man, or in this case, the luck of the die roll. So we've got them set up. Let's get our resistance characters set up. I gotta see where exactly how far I can move. We are going to get a couple more, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. They kind of pop out of nowhere. We're gonna get some equipment on some people here. First aid kit goes on Garston, and then we start with protection in the armory. Actually, the armory is going to be interior, and Firebase Delta is going to be their exterior. All right, same thing for that. We got Rubble Hills on the bottom, and the rest of their locations, we're just going to shuffle them up. All right, so both of these teams, they start off with 4 combat pool apiece. So we're going to set that up next. There's one of these dice here. So here's 4 for the aliens and 4 for the resistance. If I remember correctly, the resistance doesn't use anything in this deck that uses combat pools, if I remember correctly. However, it's been a while since I actually tested this. So here we are. We're testing it now. Gonna find out what happens. I'm wondering if I might be able to. Let's do this. Move out one more. Can I go out further? I can go out a little further. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now let's see what it looks like. And then I will determine whether I want to keep it there or if I want to zoom it in again. All right, so we're waiting for my my monitor to catch up here. Yeah, I think that should be okay. It kind of gives you the basic idea of how this thing's going to roll. If I need to tell anything, I'll read off the card for you as we use the ability. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And that's good. Just do quicks. Okay, so move that up there. And move that right there. All right, so let's go over my starting cards here. Actually, hang on. Let me get my other. All right, so for the aliens, we've got Urgency. It's a Terminator CCG card, but you can use it for this scenario. You can use either of them for the starting cards for your faction. This one gives you the +2 hand size. Other players who did not play a condition gain +3 hand size. So that's what the aliens start off with. So they're getting extra hand size. And then for the resistance, we've got protection. See, I'm trying to get the glare off that. All your resistance main characters are +1 speed, +1 power, while a human supporting character is at their location. Your supporting characters may not carry or use ranged or close combat items. So that's going to help with some defense and hopefully keep them alive a little bit longer. All right, so as per the rules, we'll go through the scenario's timing rules again. It starts off with rogues, and then it goes to is it resistance? Yeah, rogues, resistance, Marines, corporate, predator, and then aliens. Is that everybody? Did I get everybody? I think so. Oh, Skynet. Yeah, Skynet. Skynet's before. Okay, so we'll go over. Start over. All right. So he goes rogues, resistance, Marines, corporate, Skynet, then the Predators, Predator group, Predator solo, and then the two Aliens factions, which would be Alien Hive, which is this group, and then Aliens Cloned, which I don't have a deck for. And I will not be pursuing a deck for that. So, because that, Aliens go last, these guys go first. I need my rulebook back, so I know what the heck I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, so no room for the turn sequence this time. So I'll just keep her right over here. So first stage we're at, they ready all the cards. We don't have to worry about that. Then we're playing locations for both characters. So we'll start with these guys first. We got a City Ruins. And for the Aliens, we've got Bone Fields. And again, entry locations are considered to be exterior. And then Terminators have listed as exterior or interior. So these are both exteriors. That's interior. These are all interior. That is an interior, but an entry. So it counts as an exterior. And that's our setup for this turn. So, all right. So protection step, nothing. Playing locations, movement step. In this case, we start off. We get another die out. Actually, we get our tokens out here. Because I will be using hidden movement with these decks. Or with one of these decks, anyway. This is what I get for not being prepared fully. Well, here we go. We're preparing it as we go. All right, so hidden movement. That's not going to work. We'll keep one for one group, and then we're gonna have a guy that has hidden movement in this group. So I need to find actual tokens. Oh, what fun! So that's a token. That's a token. It's 3, and then I need one more. All right, so just to verify that everything looks kosher, we've got our 4 tokens right here. And one of them is a real token, and the other 3 are duds. And we will be using all of those tokens. Believe it or not, the Resistance has the best Predator in the game for actually staying hidden. It's very strange how that works out, but you'll see. Hopefully, if it gets that far and doesn't get stomped on right away. All right, so movement step. We're going to use 1 token for right now. And everybody starts off here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these guys into 2 groups, which means I need more tokens. All right. So, okay, so we've got this one that's supposed to be a combat pool. That's going to be our first group. Our second group is going to be a rifle. So we're going to move that over here. And that means I don't have to use this one. Actually, that is. So that's the hidden movement markers. All right, so we've got 1 there. And then there's the location of this first group. This is the guy with the hidden movement stuff, so we're going to have him as a second group. But right now, they are both in that location. Now, for the aliens, I don't really need to worry about hidden movement with this one, so I'm just going to get out a couple different markers for location. So we're going to use 2 of each, because I will be splitting these guys into different groups. So there's aliens token, the second aliens token. Yeah. I should have prepared this beforehand, but here we go. All right, so that's 3 groups. That's probably all I need. If I needed more, I'll grab it. I got them right here. So okay, so first group is going to be our main alien group, and then these other ones are just going to be secondary groups. Everybody starts off in the breeding chamber, so everybody's together for the aliens right now. Everybody's together for these guys. I have them split into 2 different groups. We're going to keep these little bad boys off to the sides just when we need them. So next step, movement. movement's done. Build step, nobody's building anything yet. Or that's also mature aliens phase. And then the next step after that is our discard and draw round. So hand size 4, 4. Okay? Aliens get a +1 hand size for every alien warrior or alien warrior token with the queen at wherever the queen location is, because that can change. But it's wherever the queen is, they get a +1 to their hand size. So right now, and then resistance gets a +1 to their hand size for a leader, for having one leader on their team. Now you can have, with this scenario, you can have multiple leaders on your team, but only one of them counts for the hand size. So it's not cumulative. It's if you have a leader, you get +1 hand size, period. So they have a 5 hand size, and aliens right now have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 9 hand size. So that's what we're going to draw. Okay, 5 for the Marine, or not the Marines. I want to say the Marines, but they're not. They're like a beefed up version of the Marines without actually being the Marines. And yeah, it's a little on the hosed side for a starting hand, but not terrible. I mean, we could definitely do worse. Actually, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good hand for them. No, that's actually a shitty hand. I'm going to bring the hand out again. All right, so we don't want him in the hand. He needs to be in the deck. Other than that, everything else here this is useless right now. Pack Rat's useless right now, but I can bring the guard dogs out, and I can bring one of my reinforced hard points out. So we can. It's a little bit of good. It's a little bit of bad. All right. So next thing we're going to do theirs, which is 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So aliens have a fairly decent. I mean, this is what it does. This is what we do. Right. So, okay. No big super duper combos at the beginning. We're just doing what we do at the beginning right now. And I should have moved everybody into their positions, but I didn't. I didn't think about that for the aliens. So we don't have much we can do, but we do have a couple things we can do for them right now. Okay, so now since we are in since we are here, and I do want this in case these guys get a little ambushy, we're going to rotate during the staging round. Since it's still in the move. Oh no, we're not in the staging round. Never mind. Nope, I'm not. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. Nope. Negative. Negatory. We're moving on. I don't think these guys have anything that they can do in the staging round either, or on the discard and draw round or the combat round. So yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna pass the combat round. We're going to the search round. Okay, so these guys get to move first. Search round. We're going to rotate a Major Wiggs, who's our leader, and we're going to use the Firebase Delta's ability here. During the search round, if you do not control a resistance private, rotate your leader at this location and search your draw deck for one. That resistance private immediately comes into play at this location. So we're going to do that right now. And we're also going to rotate Private Garston right here to find a guard dog. This does not count for protection, but the guard dogs, we'll find out in a little bit, they carry with them a little an additional use for this deck. All right, so the first one's done, and then we have the first resistance private. Now, this is normally how you're supposed to search a deck. If it says search a deck for the first item, you have to flip each card upside down so your opponent can see what cards you have in your deck. It is a feature. It is not a bug. Searching has its upsides. Searching has its downsides. They can figure out your strategy. There we go. First resistance private, he comes into play. We're going to stick him with the guard dog. And then we can pick those guys back up, and then we can shuffle it all back up again. This does not count as a shuffle of your deck, so you do not lose your additional one hand size each time this happens. This is just a normal thing. Just a normal search and a reshuffle. If it's a reshuffle due to you running out of cards in the deck and it has to recycle, that's where you actually end up having to lose a hand size. So Resistance has done their searches. I think they're done. I can't do him yet because I need to have the Underground Archives in play, which is in that deck right there. So, okay, so aliens. Now, the fun times. We have 2 Cocoon Victims here. So we're going to boot 2 of these alien warriors here. Cocoon Victims. These are a nasty little card for the aliens. This character is automatically considered to be captured by the alien player when found. So as soon as we find them at the breeding chamber, and they are found at the breeding chamber, as you can see on the side here, breeding chamber, that's the location where you can find your supporting characters. They immediately come into play captured. So off they go there, and I have a second one right there that we're also going to capture right now. I do not have anything else to play at the moment, though. So that is the first turn. All right. So we go on from search round, we go on to ready round. Everything readies, and we're starting a new turn. So ready round's done. Started a new turn. We do the protection step. Nobody protecting anybody else. Play new locations. All right. So alleyway. Oh boy. Do we want to do it now? No, I don't think we do. So this one's coming into play. The alleyway's coming into play. It is this is meant to connect. It's a target one exterior location when alleyway first comes into play. Alleyway is now considered adjacent to that location in addition to its normal adjacencies. We could declare Bonefields or the airlock, but we're not going to do that. It's a little early. We're going to go with the city ruins. So right now, these 2 cards are considered adjacent. So if I wanted to, I could take my guys with movement now. They have, because I should read Major Wigs to you also. All of your characters from the Black Shield unit regiment gain +1 speed while Wigs is at a location. Oh, I'm sorry, +1 speed, period. That's one thing. So they all get, anybody from Black Shield unit, it's a +1 speed. Black Shield unit, Black Shield unit, Black Shield unit. All right, this guy's not. That guy's Iron Guard. So then it says, while Wigs is at a location with the Firebase resource, Hunter Killers may not target any Black Shield unit member at a location with the Dark resource. So we don't have to worry about that for the moment. And we do have Dark resources that are coming out in this game. We didn't have that with the Predator game. So Dark resources are interesting. If you are located at a Dark resource, or something that has dark in it, or if you have a condition that comes into play that turns everything into the dark resource or low light levels, you get an automatic -2 to hit for ranged and for melee. It's -2 for anyone in the dark. And we do have a dark resource here. And I believe that's it for the moment. So I do have 1 dark resource in play. Just to keep a note of that, there is a -2. Now that's if you're here. See, if I got a guy here and he wants to shoot here, he still gets that -2 to hit. But if he's here and he's shooting here, he doesn't get the -2 to hit. I hope that makes sense, because it never really totally made sense in the actual game. So if you're firing from, or if you're in a location where you're combating in, and it's dark, then you have to have a -2 to everybody. Everybody gets a -2, unless you have other cards that will otherwise modify that or change that somehow. So, okay, so they got something. Now it's time for these guys to get something. And we got ourselves a hive shop. We're just going to put that bad boy right there next to the Bonefields. Okay, so that's that. Now we are on to movement round, and I am moving. So the queen has to stay here. She, by her rules, is stationary at the breeding chamber. I do want these guys to do other stuff, so we're going to send an alien warrior here out to the hive cryonics, right? So we're going to take one of these alien. Whoa, boy, I'm running out of space already. So we're going to take one of these alien warriors. We're going to mark him. Let's mark him with the red one here. And he's moving to the hive cryonics. Okay. The third guy, this little facehugger here, we're going to move him to the hatchery. All right. And that's our setup. So we've got these two here, and these two guys are kind of off on their doing their own little stupid things. They're doing their alien business at different locations. Actually, in second thought, no, that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So that's what's going on. And then we're going to make, I need more space. So this is going to be one of those games. I can feel it. It's going to be, I don't have enough space game. That's what it's going to be. And I don't have enough space in space. There's not enough space in space game. That's what's going on. I got way a lot of space over here for stuff that I can use. I can move that over here. I don't need that to be there. That's out of the way too. We kind of still see. I'll bring it over a little bit more. We'll bring it over there. But then the deck, we don't need that anywhere near there. So I can get, okay, yeah. No, I want to keep her in view right there. So I guess that is as far as it goes. But I got a little bit of extra space there. All right, so these guys are all together. These guys are, that's one place, that's one place. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's their movement. This guy, oh, I should have moved these guys first. I did that wrong. So I'll get used to it again. It takes a little while. So we don't have a guy sitting there. Everybody's sitting at the same location here at the Firebase Delta, whatever. But we've done what we can there for the moment. The Resistance Private, we're going to go ahead and give that guy, during the movement round, the Uzi and the composite body armor. And what that does is it lowers his movement by 1. So he now has 1 movement. He doesn't lower his speed. It just lowers his movement points. And movement points are different than speed. At the beginning of the movement round, you get the same amount of movement points as you have speed. And that just determines how many spaces you can move. You can spend those points to move equipment around also. And it costs, I believe, 1 for the person that's picking up the equipment. It costs nothing for the person who's giving the equipment, if I'm remembering it correctly. But in this case, we're going to assume that it costs them both 1. She gets to pay 1 to move it to him. He has to pay 1 to accept the goods. We're just going to say that just to be safe. So we have that. Major Wigs and the rest of this crew are moving up to the armory. And I need another movement token. And we're going to stick with the green theme for these guys. So one of them is that, one of them is that. All right, I just need another one of those combat pools. Okay, so that dude and the dog are here at this location. Everybody else here is at the armory now. All right, and I have the wrong deck in my hand. I'm going to put that down there. Movement round. We're still on the movement round. Garston's going to go ahead and drop this reinforced hard point between the Firebase. Here it says rotate your character at name time of stranger round, deploy this barrier across his current interior location. Oh, sorry. Current interior location and an adjacent location. Okay, so he's going to drop that between the Firebase here and the armory here. And the reinforced hardpoint is interesting. It's one of the barriers. So how you work with barriers is they work a lot like characters. This is a barrier 9, so that's its strength, right? If you're shooting at somebody that says it has a 9 strength, you have to get past the resistance, right? So it works the same way. So if you do 10 damage to this, it does 1 damage to the barrier. That's how it works. So you need to do at least 10 damage to it to do 1 to it. But once you do that, it goes down 1, just like a regular character. Barriers also normally don't let enemies shoot through them, or you. and you can walk through them, but any of your enemies cannot. This one is different. Let's get to the point. Do staging around, deploy the barrier across the interior location and an adjacent location. Your characters may ignore the barrier when declaring ranged attacks. So since we now have a wall between these two locations, the armory and the Firebase Delta, that we can walk through freely, but our enemies cannot, and we can shoot through freely, and our enemies cannot. So it's a little extra protection right there, right now, for them. And I think I'm actually going to scoot their stuff up. And then we're going to kind of move these guys this way and then those guys that way. And that hopefully will reduce some of this cluster stuff that's about to go down here. All right, so we did the movement. That's our movement round there. I should have done these guys first and then these guys second. That's the one thing I screwed up on, but we're moving on. All right, so now we're on to discard and draw round. I am discarding that. Or do I want to? I'm gonna hang on to it. I am I don't want to discard that either. I am going to discard these two cards right there. I'm gonna keep him in my hand. All right. Now, like I said, there's a reason why I'm keeping him in my hand. I do want him back in the deck, but I don't want to wait for the whole deck to go through before it reshuffles. So there's a card I'm waiting for, and that's what we're hoping for the draw here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Now these guys, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of like all those. So what we have now is we did lose one card from our, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is what we're looking at. Oh, movement round. End of the movement round for the build step. These two guys who were sitting here, those guys it's the build step / alien mature stage. So those guys get discarded. And then we're going to use dice to count these. We get 2 chest bursters that end up on our breeding chamber. All right, now instead of the card, normally the card has 2 spots for chest bursters and alien warrior tokens here. We're going to say, for the limitations of space, that we've got chest bursters, alien warrior tokens instead. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to move it. So when the next mature stage happens, these guys mature every stage. So if they're at the chest burster stage, if they're at the captured stage, they mature to the chest bursters, and then the next stage that they pass, which will be next turn, they mature to alien warrior tokens. And we'll go through what happens when that happens, because it gets a little weird there too. So now we're doing draw. So I've got 8 cards, 7 cards, which means I draw 1 more card. And it doesn't help me much, but we'll save it for later. Okay. All right. So that was the draw stage. These guys have a card to play. So they'd say, I want to play a card. These guys do not have a card to play. We're playing an echelon formation. And this is a permanent. All of your characters gain +1 speed for the rest of the turn if they begin the staging round at the same location as your leader. Discard at any time or when you play a new formation. Right, so they get another additional +1 speed. So she gives them these guys a +1 speed. This one gives everybody a +1 speed as long as they start the turn with the leader, which would just be these guys right now and not that guy. But he's sitting there for a reason, and we're going to get to that in a second. You're going to see stupid happen here in about a second. All right. So, which is unfortunate because I rotated the wrong guy. That's okay. The dog's going to die. That's what's going to happen. So we did the draw, run, discard and draw. Yeah, we did that. All right. Now we're at combat round. These guys, obviously, nobody's connected here, so but we do have a combat over here. And this is tricky, right? So the rules say this. You can attack your supporting characters with your characters. That's in the rules, which also means that your supporting characters can theoretically attack you. However, human supporting characters cannot attack other human supporting characters, but that does not count for dogs. So this is it now. When you're at the same location as a supporting character, when it starts off, you basically end up, whoever is the owner of the card gets first dibs on controlling. And then there's other things that come into effect, like determining who gets to control the supporting characters. But in this case, the guard dog is under the control of our resistance private here. The resistance private can order that guard dog to come along with him anywhere on the map where he's moving. But he also order him to attack. Right? In this case, the resistance private is ordering the guard dog to attack himself. Okay, so the guard dog is going to rotate to attack. All right, he's not attacking back. He's not retaliating. All right, so he's just getting attacked by a guard dog. And right now he's got a 2. He's got a 2 speed. So the guard dog has to roll above a 2 to hit him, which he does. He hits him. Oh no, guard dog does +2 damage. Power +2 damage. So his power is 3, +2 is 5. He would do 5 damage to our little resistance private here, who only has a 3 power normally. However, we moved a composite body armor over to him, which gives him an armor of 3. So our resistance private here now has 6 resistance versus the dog, which means the dog's attack does him 0 damage. He just glances off like that. But if we read the card here, multiple resistance privates may be in play. At the end of any round that this character has survived an attack by an opposing character, you may replace him with the first resistance main character from your draw deck. Private goes to your discard pile. So in that case, we now get the chance to put him in the discard pile and replace him with the first resistance main character that pops up here. Now, this could be weird because we got 2 left in here. We got 1 in my hand. The one I wanted was in my hand, but there's another one in here that's not too bad. He's not too shabby. So we're hoping to get him first before we get another resistance private. Yep. And that is the breaks, baby. That's what happens. I should have, but I couldn't have. If I had to get another location there's another location that lets you pull out another resistance private, which ideally you'll want to get those guys out first before you do this. I am jumping the gun a little bit on it just to see if I could get it done fast. In this case, no. We're going to have to wait till next turn. And the next guard dog, because here's the fun thing about supporting characters. Actually, he hasn't attacked him back. I didn't attack the guard dog back. If you attack the guard dog back, the guard dog will no longer follow you when you do. So basically, the guard dog was just ordered to attack him, and it glanced off of him. We consider it training. I don't know if it's supposed to be in the game, but that's how we're playing it. It's probably something that could have used a little errata back in the day. But anyway, here we are. He's not attacking the guard dog back. The guard dog attacked and nothing happened pretty much for the most part. Guard dog's fine. Resistance private's fine. Okay. So they did their stupid little thing. And we're moving on now to the search round. Search round. We are at an armory. If you remember what this one does, I don't know if we had this come out before. Unique. Rotate at this location to search your deck for the first equipment, weaponry, or military arms card. Shuffle your deck. You can use that multiple times by multiple characters. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to do that with everybody here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means we're searching for 4 items. Right off the bat, I've got that. And we want this to go 2 for right now. We're going to give this to, give that to him. They won't be keeping those for much longer, but they will be having them for now. So that's 2. That means I get 2 more, 1 for him and 1 for him. So, and then we do the search. Okay, so that was easy. So he gets that, and he gets that. All right. Then we can reshuffle that. Quick shuffle, and we're done. All right. So that's that. That's what they're doing for the search round. This one here, we go over to the aliens. They get to move second. Did I miss anything for them? No, there was no combat. I don't have anybody out to shoot yet, so we can do this. Facehugger here is rotating at the hatchery here to bring Dr. Gettleman into play. All right, then we have a card to play, and we're going to say we have a card to play. The enemy can then have a chance because they go before us to play a card before us. In this case, they don't have anything to play, so we're just going to play it. This is an alien birth. It costs us, an alien player immediately captures 1 supporting character, costs 3. 1 if the character is uncontrolled. He's uncontrolled right now. Aliens never control them. They're always uncontrolled. So, we pay 1, which brings us down to 3 here. We play that. And that immediately lets us capture Gettleman and move him to the breeding chamber. And that was that's the only reason he exists, to just do that. So the facehugger did his job. And that's our search round. And we're done. So we can now go back to ready round. Okay. And I'm going to see what happens. You got 3 left here. That's our rolling die. Actually, I'm going to switch that to a different die. Okay, so ready round's done. Play locations. Underground archives. That's nice. We're going to put them right here. We need that. But I got rid of the card. That's how it goes sometimes, man. That's just how it goes. All right, so. Okie dokie. Movement round. We're going to keep him there for a second. We're going to keep those guys there. We don't need to move up anymore. These guys here are all set to go. So they're staying where they're at. These guys go first. These guys are staying where they're at. These guys are staying where they're at. Everybody's doing the same thing. So it's in the build-up phase. We're just building up at this point. So, oh yeah, aliens get to do a, and we're just going to add that hive processor right behind the hive shop right there. Okay, so locations, movement, nobody's moving. Build step. Aliens mature. So now we have 2, and this guy gets discarded, and he becomes another chestburster at this time. But these 2 aliens now, we've got 2 alien warrior tokens. And you can do a couple things. You can keep them here, at which point they still add to the card draw. Or you can move them over to any number of your alien warriors that are present at the location. In this case, we're going to take him. We're going to put him on that bad boy right there. So he now has 2 alien warrior tokens on him. All right, the fast version for right now. For each alien warrior token that you have on an alien warrior, it negates the effect of 1 point of damage. Okay, what that means is, though your guy will still take damage, the important part, okay, so it negates the effects of 1 point of damage. So basically it adds, think of it this way, this is the best way I can explain it. For each alien warrior token, it adds a hit point to his power. Okay? So instead of being a 5 power, he is now a 7 power because of the 2 tokens. That is the easiest way to deal with it. However, this is where it gets tricky. He still keeps the same resistance. So he still has a resistance of 5. All right? These do not add to your resistance unless you have a card, for instance, like Superior Species, which says each alien token on card increases resistance by 1, costs 1 combat pool. So if I were to play that, he would then in fact be a 7 resistance instead of a 5. But in this case and scenario, since we haven't played this card yet, this only works for 1 round. If it's in the combat round and somebody's shooting at you, you play this card, he sucks up the damage. That's what that card's for. It's an oh shit card. So in this case, though, he's got 2 tokens out. We have not played that card. He only has a 5 resistance. So what that means is that when the opponent rolls and does damage, say he does 10 damage to the alien warrior, the alien warrior will suck up 5 of it. He'll resist 5 of it, and then he'll take the other 5. Okay? So then we'll put 5 tokens, and we'll use 5 damage tokens. We'll use this die to count for 5 damage tokens. So let's say this is 5 damage tokens on the alien warrior card, right? Now, each damage token works like everybody else. It does a negative to speed and a negative to your power. But in this case, because he has 5 resistance normally, he would normally be dead with a hit from 10 damage and keeping 5 damage overflow. In this case, though, he's still alive because he still has 2 hit points left from that. But that also means he negates 2 points of damage off of this, so it acts as though he only has 3 points of damage on his character card. But he still retains the 5, so if he takes another 2 points of damage, he dies. In this case, though, he still acts as though he would be well, in this case, he would be a -3, so he'd be a 1, 2. That would be his stats, 1, 2. For effectively getting hit by something or hitting something else. So he avoids it a 1. So hopefully that clarifies that a little bit. Now you also get another additional benefit for having alien tokens on your character card. You get an additional damage, and you also get an additional 2 hit for each token on. So he would be a +2 every time he rolls. And he would also do +2 damage. In this case, Alien Warrior does power +3 damage. So he would do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage every time he attacks. That's how the tokens work. Hopefully we'll be able to show you a little bit of combat here so you can see how it goes in the game. This is one of the more confusing aspects of this. When dealing with aliens, it's the one thing that causes the most amount of confusion, is how exactly do these tokens work. Hopefully we'll be able to run through that a little bit with the scenario, but that is the beginning. That's the beginning levels of that. So again, it acts like hit points, but it does not act as resistance. So basically, it would keep him alive. In this case, he has no damage. He just has 2 tokens on. So we're just going to get rid of that, and we're going to move on. All right, so we did that. Discard and draw phase. So these guys will go first. Do I have anything else that I need to? No, everybody's there. Okay, so discard and draw phase. I'm keeping, drawing 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Okay, so these guys get to go. 6 cards in hand. Now, our hand size changed again now. We still have that 1 alien warrior that's sitting over here at the cryonics, right? But we have these other 2 here, but we also have these 2 tokens. So we would be getting 4 for normal, +2, which makes us 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're getting 10 cards now. So, and I have 6 in my hand. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. And I am just sorting stuff right now, just to make sure I can do some stuff here. Yeah. I should have discarded some stuff. It's okay. Remember, you can discard as many cards as you want. I just have to remember it myself. And then redraw up to whatever your hand size is. Okay, so we did that. We're on to combat. We're going to do that again. He's ordering the dog to attack himself. It's so stupid. 3. Yeah, he hits him. Does the same thing happens, nothing happens to the guy, and we get to survive an attack and then find the next resistance. There he is. All right. So he gets replaced with Lieutenant Ryan here. And this kind of stinks because that kind of shits that all the way up. Because I still have freaking Kyle Reese in my hand. But I don't have any way to get him out now. Oh, shit. And all my resistance privates are in my discard pile, which means they're not in my draw deck. Which means I have to go through my whole deck in order to get, which isn't that hard. It's going to happen eventually. All right. All right, so that's that. He switched out. Now let's look at Lieutenant Ryan here. He's got some fun stuff. All your characters at Ryan's location gain +1 to hit. All of your characters from the Iron Guard Regiment gain +1 power while at or adjacent to Ryan's location. So in this case, this guy from the Iron Guard would get a +1 power because he's at adjacent. At his location, you get a +1 to hit. He's not attacking the dog back. Okay, fun times. All right, so dogs have spent the Ryan ears out, and then everybody's there. Combat's over. Search round. We're gonna do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To search out 5 things, we're gonna do. We're just gonna put it on random people for right now. 2, and then we go to the deck. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And it's not now with the equipment for movement. Also, it's not one per each. You don't spend one per each piece of equipment. You just spend one to move any amount of equipments over to the guy. So the guy that's moving the equipment spends one. The other guy that's accepting equipment spends one. So the guy that he accepts from everybody at the same time. So you wouldn't have to do one for each person like that. That's not how it works. It's simply just one. And I think it's only one of them, but I can't remember which one. So in this game, we're just going to do both of them. They have to spend one movement point to move as many pieces of equipment to the other guy as we want from anybody else. So if this guy wants to move a piece here and this guy wants to move a piece here, it costs these guys each one, and it costs him one to accept both of those pieces. Boom. That's just how we're making it. That's going to be the easy way of doing it. So until I read the rule books again and I figure out exactly which one of them gets to spend the movement point. I think it's the guy accepting, but I'm not positive. It could be the guy giving. It's probably the guy accepting. But we're just going to do it this way just for this game. Also, it'll slow them down a little bit, hopefully, because they're going to get fast here real fast. All right, so that's them. We do have something to do over on this side. They did their search. Now it's these guys' search. We're going to do a face hugger's going to do the same thing. We're going to get a Dr. Gettleman out right there. So he is out to play. Now, how this works is look at Dr. Gettleman. He is a singular. That means that you can only have one of them in play at a time. So if I were to have one Dr. Gettleman here at the hatchery with this face hugger, and I had the second one in my hand, and I wanted to play him, we have to get rid of him first. Now that's the beauty of it. Singular doesn't mean unique or like once he's dead, he's never coming back. No, it's kind of like this, right? You can kill him and have him pop a chest burster out. And then another guy that's kind of like Dr. Gettleman comes out, who just happens to have the same name. That's kind of how you have to think about it. And that works for the singular. Now, there are other guys that are personas. Personas can only be out one time. If the persona dies, they don't come back into play again. But Aliens Predator did not have that. element integrated yet. That only exists in the Terminator CCG, and you don't have to worry about it for the future war scenarios because it's only one card, I think, that's Sarah Connor. I think. Does he have that persona? No, he's got it too. Sergeant Kyle Reese has it too, but that only means you can only play with one version of Kyle Reese. And there were two versions of Kyle Reese in the set. So there was a common or a fixed version that came with the starters, and then there was the rare version. You could only choose one of them to play with, and then when he dies, he's gone forever. I might have that right. There's another thing called individual, and that's kind of the same thing as singular. You can only have one out at the same time. Yeah, it's the Terminator game got real weird with their unique rules. There's a bunch of different stuff and and they all kind of make sense, and they all kind of do different things, but it's really kind of confusing. But we don't have to worry about it too much. Because we don't have that much. Only the Doctor Get 'em in. There's one other card in the Aliens deck that'll be doing that same singular shuffle thing. So we just have one of them at a time. So blah, 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 we got that done. All right, we haven't captured him yet. Big note, he's at the hatchery still. We don't have that card that did the trick the last time. So we are effectively done at this moment in time with that. And that's when we go back to the ready round. Okay, I'm going to take a bunch of this stuff and put it on top of these guys because we're going to do some equipment shuffling here real quick. He doesn't need that. So he's going to lose that, but he likes the rest of that. She's fine. Okay, so everybody's ready. Play locations. Lock storeroom. We're going to stick that over here by the city ruins. And the aliens are going to draw up a waste tank number 5. We're going to do that over here. Yes, you can have 2 breeding chambers by using this trick. We now have a waste tank number 5, which is also a breeding chamber. I can place my captured guys at either of the breeding chambers. However, my queen only exists at that location for the moment. This one can also breed in, guys, but you don't get the same hand size benefit. So you can do that. I don't recommend it doing it. It's in case of emergencies. We have a backup place to run to. Hive movement for the aliens. Any alien can spend 2 movement points to move from the breeding chamber to any hive location. It says so on the breeding chamber. Aliens may move to or from this and any other hive location for 2 moves. All right? To this, to or from. To or from. So if you wanted to, with your alien, I could move him, take 2 to move over here. All right? Then I could spend 2 to move back. All right? I cannot go 2 to here and then spend another 2 to move over here. That's not how hive movement works. You got to go back and forth through the breeding chamber. What I could do, though, is I could spend 2 to move here, right? Then I could spend 2 to move back, and then the next turn I could make 2 to move to any other hive location. That's how hive movement works. It's a little tricky, but it's not that terrible. You just have to remember you're just relaying, you're going back to the headquarters every time you need to move. Or you can move normally, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that too. But hive movement's a little trickier, kind of coming out of the walls. You can ambush people a little bit easier. So, what the hell was I doing? Okay. Play locations. Play that location. Movement. All right, so we're taking this alien here. And this guy should be at the hatchery, and this guy is now going to be at the hatchery with him. They're going to be at the same location. So that's how that works. And I moved these guys first. I should have moved these guys first. All right, so these guys here, we're moving him back up here, so he's back with the rest of the group. I'm gonna get rid of his movement tokens for the moment because he's gonna be a mainstay of this group here. And he moved 1 to do that, so he has 1 left. He's gonna does he want to do it? No, he's pretty well stacked right now. I'm going to spend 1 movement point from all of these guys to move shit around. So we are going to move the composite body armor over to her. He can keep that Uzi. This Barrett, we're moving over to Devlin here. These two items, we're going to move this over to Garston. Right there. And Garston's also going to get this rangefinder scope. Thermal scope's going over here to Sergeant Major Jensen. And then this is going to go over here to Private Gray for the phase plasma charge. All right. And that's all we're doing with them today. So then we do the aliens. I got to remember to do them second because they move second. Okay, so that's done there. That's done there. We're moving over to discard and draw. Oh, no, we do have a build step. So we do, those guys do that. And now we're doing discard and draw. So in this case, I am going to discard some stuff. I'm going to discard that. I'm going to discard those. I'm going to keep those. And yeah, okay. So I'm drawing 5 cards there. All right, so that's that. Discard and draw. I forgot to mention this. If you do have a location in your deck that comes out into your hand, you can play that instead of doing your but you have to remember it and not do what I did and forget that you have it there. So we're keeping that in our hands for the moment. Yeah, I'll keep it in my hands for a moment. So they're going to draw. Now, this doesn't matter at this point because I need to get that guy into my hand anyway, so I can discard him safely. These two I'll keep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Okay. So that's that. These guys here, they're drawing 5. So they've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So, do these guys have anything they want to play? There's something I could play, but I'm going to wait until I need it. Absolutely need it. Okay, so we are at the hatchery with those two. Those guys are there. Discard and draw. Combat, no. Yes, we do have combat this time. The alien warrior is actually going to attack Dr. Getterman here. Close combat. Dr. Getterman's uncontrolled. He does not attack back. Nobody's there to tell him to attack. So we're just going to go for the alien. Hits Dr. Getterman. He moves to the breeding chamber like that. Where is it? And I am going to play Where There's One on Dr. Getterman, which is a captured supporting character matures into 2 chest bursters instead of 1. So we're just going to put a little die on him. That signifies that when he matures, he's going to create 2 chest bursters. Boy, he's lucky, isn't he? That's the nightmare on top of a nightmare. He's having twins. I do dig this aliens deck. It is a fun deck. Okay, so he's done that. These guys don't have any comment. They're just sitting there. They're gonna search until all the equipment's out of the deck. So, all right, yeah. And with that, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, so that was that search round. These guys are searching first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to choose to put this on him. The first one. 1. Ah, I did that. I just did that. At least it wasn't terribly catastrophic. It didn't fly off the table or anything. All right. There's another. That's so I have 1 done. That dude there. That dude there. Okay, we did get everybody got knocked around a little bit. All right, so we got 1. Where did I put it? I put it on him. Okay, so there's 2. There's 3. There's a 4. 4. There's a 5. And we got to be getting close to being all out of equipment in this deck. And 6. Yeah, there's that. I'm just going to double check to make sure. I think I got everything. Since I'm here, I got 1. There's 2 pieces of equipment left. All right. That was kind of illegal, but don't do as I do. Do as they say. They have pretty much armed up for the most part. All right, because I know I'm playing the aliens deck. We're going to do some shuffling with our equipment next round. So we're going to keep those guys like that. They're done. I am going to play a card. They have a chance to play a card after me, so I get to play the card first. It's called Desperation. Shuffle your entire hand into your draw deck, then roll a die. 1 to 3, draw 1 card. 4 to 6, draw up to your maximum hand size. So, shuffle your entire hand into your draw. And I don't even know what I'm looking for here. I'm just getting it out of my hand at this point. Yeah, I might be looking for something specific that will help me out substantially here in a minute. But we're about to do some really nasty stuff to the aliens here next year, I think. Pretty soon. We're about ready to start shooting. Okay, so that's that. They're done. I'm going to need another token for this guy. 1, 2, 3. He needs a rifle. Bags. Oh wait, no. That's right. I have his out already. This should be that one. Should be yeah. He's gonna be doing our magic movement here in about 1 turn. So, okie dokie. There's that. That's done. Oh boy, what am I gonna have here? Oh no, they're in a bad spot. That's right. We might have to go into their territory, but at least we'll connect to it. Okay, yeah. So, all right. So they did their search. Did that card play. These guys get a search now. All right, so he attacked at the hatchery. There's nobody at cryonics. So our facehugger here is going to search for Purvis at the hatchery. Yeah. Yep. That's what's going to go down. Okay. Purvis. Okay, so we are done there. Now we're going on to ready round. So ready, 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 ready there, and ready here. Okay. Okay, so Location, sewer tunnel entrance. Oh, nice. Okay, when you bring sewage tunnel entrance into play, you may search your draw deck for a sewer location and place it above this location. We're gonna stick it there. The sewer location. What did I do with it? It was in my hand. Did that get shuffled in? Oh no, I didn't finish my card over here. I got to roll the die. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Rolling the die. 4, 5, 6. Draw my maximum hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there we go. Fix that. All right. Sewer tunnel. Sewer tunnel's in my hand again. All right. I'm playing a card. We're gonna play echelon formation. Just get out of the hand. It replaces that one. That one gets discarded. Just think of it as flip flop. All right. Everything else is stupid. Okay, there we go. Oh boy. Now, if I hadn't searched already, I would have been able to use another character to search something from your hand if you had it. But it doesn't matter. We're done with that. We already moved on to the next turn. Okay, so they played theirs. Sewage tunnel. These guys have to play theirs. Vantage point. Let's put the vantage point right there. Actually, screw that. We're going to put it over here. We want them to come in one direction, so it's going to be like that situation. Okay, so locations, movement step. We're moving stuff around again. Okay, so Private Gray is getting this refractive cloaking armor. He's also getting this armored tactical helmet. And he's keeping those. He's going to be getting rid of this assault rifle. And he's going to exchange it with private or Major Wigs here for this 50 cal Barrett. Okay. Now, he started at the same spot as his leader. We are not yet ready to go yet. Oh, I ditched that hand. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we're giving them another turn apparently. Let me see if everybody else here has what they need them to have. He's got that. He's got that. She's got this. That. Ah, yes. No, we want to have this over to Private Gray over here too. We're going to give him some armor piercing rounds too. Okay, so he's got a lot of stuff on. You can have as many pieces of equipment on, but you can only use one weapon at a time and one piece of armor at a time. Those are the rules. Now, anything like this that adds +1s to armor, you can use that. So he has right now refractive cloaking armor. Requires scout or sniper. Owner gains hidden movement with 1 decoy and 1 real token whenever he moves. Limit 1 body armor per character. He's got scout and sniper. So he gets a +1. He gets 1 armor for that. But then he also has this helmet here. Requires body armor. Owner gains +1 armor and is not affected by 2 hit penalties from dark. So he would, if he's standing there, he would not be affected by the dark penalty that I mentioned at the beginning of the game. He's also got a couple of these plasma charges on it, which we're going to go over that. Does 14 damage. The item's damage is not reduced by armor. If owner has demolitions, he also has demolitions. Discard this item at the end of the combat sequence if you roll a natural 1, 2, or 3 to hit while using it, which is why he has multiple copies of it. So he's got those, but he also has a nice nifty little 50 cal Barrett here. Requires sniper, does 12 damage, and may target 1 location beyond long range at -2 to hit. Rotate this item as well as owner when declaring an attack. Discard any ammo item used with this item at the end of the combat sequence. And then he also has some armor piercing rounds to go with that. So he is ready to rumble. And we are about to start doing exactly that with this group. I think they're ready. And they have to start because if this deck is going slower than usual. It usually picks up steam a little bit faster than this. But it's just the draw, man. Sometimes it's just the draw. So that was movement for them. These guys here. Hatchery, hatchery. Everybody else is at the breeding chamber. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. So they're done. They're done moving. They're done moving. We move on to, oh, actually, we go to the aliens mature. This one is moving over here. So we're going to give him 3 tokens. This token goes over here to Chestburster. He gets discarded. He hasn't been captured. He's still wandering around there. So that's what we're looking at right there. Okay. Discard and draw. I have a card to play. It's called Unit Deployment. Target one location and play all of your characters at that location. Gain 2 movement points, which may be used immediately, regardless of the current round. If played during a combat sequence, it must be played prior to the roll to hit step. It's not a combat sequence. We are now at the discard and draw, and I haven't discarded yet, but we're playing that first to give everybody a move. And we are actually going to send Private Gray here up to the underground archives by himself, but he's got hidden movement markers. Let's read his text real quick. When using hidden movement, Gray may use 2 additional decoy markers. The armor gives him 2 markers. He gets 2 additional, so he gets 4 markers total. And these are the other 3. That's why I counted those out first. So there's his real marker, and here are going to be his other markers, just for fun. We're moving him out there. Works the same way. He gets +1 defense for his markers. If he attacks, then he loses that because he gets revealed. All right. So that was that. Discard and draw now. And I am going to just draw 2. 1, 2. Oh, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on that. Okay, so they're ready to go. But they aren't connected yet. So we're working on connecting. We're working on connecting. So these guys over here now, discard and draw. I'm discarding one of those. I'm playing a card to make Private Gray unlucky for 3 turns. Let's do this. He's unlucky for 3 turns. Okay. I'm going to play It Was a Bad Call. Costs nothing to make Sergeant Major Jensen unlucky for 3 turns. And then, what do I want to do here? Yes, no. I'm gonna wait. 3 turns, just in case. We got the counters on it. Yeah, I can wait, so I can go. So 5. So now we have 6, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, we have a card to play. We're going to play Natural Selection. Unique, permanent. Gain 1 combat pool for every character your aliens capture or kill. Okay. That was discard and draw. All right. So, discard and draw. Combat. No combat here. These guys do have a combat. He's going to shoot at Purvis here. And he misses. That's how it rolls sometimes. All right. So we missed. We missed an attack. We rolled a 1. It happens. All right. So that's combat. Combat's over. Search round. These guys are searching first. Our boy right here, Private Gray, is searching, and he's finding a pack rat at his location. It's a human. I'll read that for you real quick. +1 to hit, rotate pack rat to take the top card from your draw deck and add it to your hand. So that one. We're going to use his ability. Actually, no, wait. He comes into play. I forgot about that. Oh, shoot. Does he come into play rotated? Or did only Terminators come into play rotated? Holy crap. I'm going to have to look. I don't want to look that up. We're going to say that he doesn't come into play rotated because we haven't been playing those guys rotated. So he's going to rotate to draw a card right now. All right. We're going to play a card. We're going to play a reinforced structure on our reinforced hardpoint. Permanent, play on a barrier, remove all of its damage tokens, and its barrier rating is increased by +2. May not be played during the combat sequence. Limit 1 per barrier. All right. Okay, so he searched these guys here. She's going to do a search. Actually, no. He's going to do a search. And he's going to find an armored tactical helmet. Actually, she'll do a search too. And find another composite body armor. Okay, we're just going to leave those on the. He wants. Yeah, he's fine. She's going to do that. Okay, that's how that's going to go. All right, so that's that. Search round for the aliens. Alien warrior here at the breeding chamber is going to find a cocoon victim. Immediately gets captured. And then we are going to play where there's 1 on it to bring it up to 2. And then we're going to play where there's 1 on it. Now this is how it works. It doesn't double it. It just gives you an extra 1. Gives it up to 3. A captured supporting character matures into 2 chest bursters instead of 1. Can I actually play that? I can't play that. Nope. So we'll hold that in my hand. That's a waste at the moment. So it is in fact just 2. Because if I played it a second time, it just does the same thing. 2 instead of 2 in this case. 2 instead of 1. So it doesn't actually add 1 on. It just makes it 2, period. So that's fine. We'll save that. We'll use it again. Okay, so that's that. We're at the ready round. Search is over. Did I have anything else? I did. My face burster here, or my face hugger here is searching for another face hugger. He attacks So those guys are at the hatchery. Okay, so Purvis has a special thing here. He is infected. The beginning of the movement round, you roll a die. A 1 or a 2 means he bursts, and it immediately goes to your chamber as a chest burster. If it's anything other than that, he just stays alive, keeps doing his thing. All right, so that's the end of that turn. We're moving on. And ready round. Ready. Okay, remember, he's at a different location. He's not at the same location as these guys, so he's over here. He gets a +1 for protection, but the rest of these guys do not get a +1 yet. That will be changing as soon as he moves over there. Okay, that's ready. Those are ready. There. And draw a card for location. Ah, we got our sewer. Let's put a sewer right here next to our underground archives. That's just perfect. That's exactly what I want to do, even though I still have a stupid sewer in my hand, which I'm going to get rid of now since I've done that. Aliens is playing their location. Underground archives. Hey, guess what? You'd think normally, under normal situations, this would be a connection. But because it is a distinct location that says distinct, once per turn you may rotate 2 of your characters at this location to gain 1, it is considered to be a separate location than that underground archives. And we are going to put that, we'll put that here just to declutter a little bit. Okay, so we have a card to play. Actually, we've got a couple cards to play. We're going to do a unit deployment first to give everybody at Private Gray's location 2 moves immediately. All right, so this is for 3 turns. So that was the first turn, and this one should have went down to 2 and 2 at the beginning of that turn. So those 2 turns there. Okay, so 2 moves here. We're just moving them. Actually, you know what? Everybody here is where we're going to give that unit deployment to. And we're just going to move everybody here up to the sewer. Right there. Okay. Fun times. All right. So I'm going to play another card. I'm going to shuffle my entire, I'm going to use a desperation to shuffle my entire hand into my draw deck and then draw 5 more cards. And this is now, remember, during the play new locations step, which is where we're at right now. We haven't moved on to the actual movement phase yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's interesting. We don't have the big boy out, but we're going to have to make a shot at these guys before they get too big. It's already got 3 tokens on. So I want to keep rolling. Yeah. Manhole. Play on one exterior location. It is now considered adjacent to all sewer locations. Bingo. So it is right there at the Hive Airlock. Exterior location. These are not, these are interiors. Interiors, these are also exteriors. So these 3 right here would be my choices. You can also choose any of those. We're choosing that one. Okay. I am going to rotate my pack rat real quick to draw one. And that doesn't help me. I'm looking for a specific card. And we haven't got it yet. All right, so movement phase. Okay, so Private Gray and the Pack Rat are moving up here. Pack Rat's getting dropped off at the sewer. Private Gray, however, is moving over here. Right here. Right here. Actually, you know what? Normally what you would do, because I had to reveal where he was that last turn, we're going to suck these all back up, and then I'm going to keep these secret so that I can see them, and then I'm going to know where I want to put. Now his movement comes to right now. He's starting off. Okay, didn't start the staging ground there, so he doesn't get that. He gets the +1 speed for this all the time, so he is now a 4 speed instead of a 3. Now protection. Okay, if he's at the location where the guy is, he gets a +1 speed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move one there. So that would be from here, goes 1, 2. So that's 2. He's got 2 more moves. You can go 3. 3. Well, humans and animals must each spend 2 movement points to enter this location. 2, 3, 4. He can go there. Okay. So that's what he's doing there. The aliens have seen this happen. They get to move second. So now is the time when they can do something. Well, here we go. That's probably going to happen. But we're going to play a card. And we're going to malfunction his reactive cloaking armor. Now, he's unlucky for 2 more turns. Play on an item to damage it for this turn. If the item's owner is unlucky, the effect is permanent. Costs 2. I paid 1. I paid 2. I paid 2. The effect is permanent. So now his reflective cloaking armor is kaput, which means it immediately fizzles out. We're going to flip it upside down to show that it's no longer working. And we now have to reveal where my location is. And my location is right there. Uh-oh, that looks bad. Yes, that could be bad. All right. Oh, back tweak. All right. Here we go. So, that was that. Now they can move, at which point they are going to... I am going to move. I'm going to move my 2 face huggers. Oh, forget beginning a movement run. I forgot to roll for Purvis. Let's do that. No, he's fine. All right. My 2 face huggers are moving. Actually, one of them is moving down here to the hived airlock. The other one is staying right where he's at. And that one that's moved there, I'm going to read this for you. He gets +1 defense May not enter locations which do not have the hive resource. May not attack during the combat round, but may rotate to make a free attack at -2 to hit during the movement round. If this attack is successful, target gains the infected resource and facehugger is discarded. Right, he's got a 4 speed, so I have to roll above a -2. I can't even hit him. I'm not even gonna bother rolling. No, we're just moving them there to stall, I think. Hopefully, now they're tied up. How does that work? Is that even good? Should I send my alien in there too? I mean, I can attack, but it's not got any pluses. -2 to hit. He rolled a 6, 5, 4. Yeah, he still wouldn't hit. He's got a 4 speed. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to get much of a chance to do this otherwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's send our big boy in with our 3 tokens right here. Also, and we're just going to move it like that so he's on that same location. He's at the hive airlock. Okay. All right, so that's the movement round. I'm not moving anything else, I don't think. You know what, actually, do I even want that facehugger there? Not really. We're just going to swatch that. We're going to switch that. We're going to move. See, it was 1, 2. Yeah, I'm not going to move the facehugger. That's useless. It's not even worth doing it. We're just moving the alien warrior in there. Maybe I should run send this other one in there too. Yeah, I could send the other one in there too. I'll send those 2 in there. I need that one there to hit him. So those 2 guys are there. We're gonna swarm this guy. And if we get him, we're gonna go after the rest of them. That's the ticket here. Which I don't know. That might have been a bad idea, actually. They're coming though, no matter what. So I bet this is my opportunity of taking down his thing. Yeah, this is my opportunity to do something. Okay, before they get to the hive. So we got to stop them from getting to the queen. That's primarily what our goal is right now. All right. Okay, so that's movement. So discard and draw. They're discarding all 5 of their cards and drawing 5 cards. All right. Six. All right. So now we don't have as big a hand size here. So we're making 4, 5, 6. That's it. We're making 6, 7, 8. Oh no, those guys. Yeah, those guys did mature. These guys went here. This guy discarded. So those guys did. So I'm getting 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Okay. So natural selection here. We're gonna pay 1 for an alien birth on Purvis to move him immediately. Why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. I'm not doing that. I can attack him. That's why I kept that guy there. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so Purvis is doing that. Yeah, I need to save that anyway. Okay, so let's drawed. Now we're on the combat. Combat declarations. So declare unhidden close combat first. Unhidden close combat, both of these alien warriors are going to attack Private Gray. All right, declare unhidden ranged combat. That's ours. Do I want to do ranged? Yes. Short, and we're going to use the okay, so he is declaring an attack. Sergeant Major Jensen is declaring an attack. Because remember, they are adjacent to the hived airlock. Anybody with a ranged item can make an attack. So we're all attacking here, except for him, because he has short range. They should have moved one of those rifles over that I have on somebody here, but I think they're all being used. Okay, so everybody here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, no, we're going to keep him. Nah, we have to, because he's not at the location yet. So he's going to shoot too. Actually, he is rotate owner and target one opposing character at the same or an adjacent location. All of your characters at owner's location gain +2 to hit that opposing character. That's what he's doing. He's giving everybody +2 to hit. All right, so one character, we're doing the big boy. That's my back. It's going out. So we're on that point right now. So they had an attack on him. He's got 4 movement normally, right? We're using a unit deployment on him. He moved 2 points. That means he's got 2 points left. This gives him an additional 2 points. It has to be played before the if played during a combat sequence, it must be played prior to the roll to hit step, which is what we're doing. Prior to the roll to hit step gives him 2. He is outnumbered by 1 right now, so he would be down 1, which basically means he now has 4 minus 1, but each one of these counts 2. That's right. So 4. So he's got 4, 4. Now he wouldn't be able to. He's not moving. No, he's not moving. Well, we wasted that card. That's good. That's how we learn. All right. So he's there. We were going to try to move him back over, but we can't do it. And then they wouldn't have been able to attack. So he's getting attacked. Maybe, if we don't waste it. Okay, so anybody that targets this one over here gets +2 to hit. Okay? He gives everybody +1 to hit already, so they're at +3 to hit. Okay? I'm also going to rotate him to not attack. It's going to be this one attacking, this one attacking, this one attacking, and that's it. So 3 attacks here, which Private Gray, Sergeant Major Jensen, and Major Wiggs. Corporal Devlin, rotate to add +2 to hit to one of your characters with sniper at his location. He's giving him +2 to hit. He is going to shoot at this one. Wiggs is shooting at this one. And Gray, who's at this location, is shooting at this one also. Can I take that one out? Yeah, I think I can take him out. Armor piercing. 5, 13. Yeah, it's going to be close. We're going to damage him enough that he's possibly going to not be a viable candidate, maybe. So that's okay. So Major Wiggs is targeting this one. Private Gray is targeting this one. And Sergeant Major Jensen is targeting this one. Okay, so Sergeant Major Jensen is getting a +2 from Lieutenant Corporal Devon, and an additional +2 from this. So he's +4 right now. He gets +1 to hit already, so he's a +5. He has a thermal imaging scope, which gives him an additional +1, so he's a +6. And then he gets one from Lieutenant Ryan, which is a +7. So he's a +7 to hit that big one there. She is a +1 to hit that guy. And he is even Stevens. No pluses. And that changes my mode of operandi there. So he's not going to be doing the other thing there. Okay, so now that they've declared, we're stuck on that. So that's how that's going to roll. Okay, so Alien Warrior's attacking Ryan, or Gray. This Alien Warrior's attacking Gray. Gray is attacking the little one. Wiggs is attacking the little one. And then Sergeant Major Jensen's attacking the big one. Let's do the big one first. He's got a +7 to hit, which is pretty much an auto hit because he does not add that to his speed. He's still a 4 speed. So, yeah, he's already hit. I just have to roll. Yeah, it's as high as you can get. So 7 plus a 6. Bad boy here is hit. Okay, so now we go on to Wiggs. We're going to roll her +1, 2, 3. That's a miss. All right. Now Private Gray has a solid. He's got to roll a 5 or a 6 to hit this guy. And he does not do that. And he's not at the location. No +1 hit. Nobody else getting pluses? Nope, that's it. Yep, so he missed also. We hit the big one, we missed the little one. All right, so this is what happens. Okay, so we've hit the big one. Now we're on to damage, or not, we're on damage resolution. That comes later. All right, so resolve hits, resolve damage for ranged. So we're resolving damage from ranged before we resolve damage from close combat. So this guy's been hit. He's being hit with a Barrett, which is 12 damage. And this gets rotated. It also has armor-piercing rounds. And I did not roll a 1 or a 2 to hit, so he does not get to throw it away. It gives a +1 damage, and the damage is not reduced by armor. Okay, so he's doing 13 damage versus our alien warrior here. Now here's how this works. I'm going to bring him aside here. Okay, so he's got 3 tokens on him. He's got 5 there. I've got 1 left here. We are going to play the superior species for my last combat pool on him, which basically means each alien token on card increases resistance by 1, costs 1. All right, so now his resistance is bigger now. He's taking 13 damage. Right? Armor piercing. Doesn't matter. He doesn't have armor. So he's got a 5 resistance. Okay? Normally, he would take the first 5 points. 5 minus 13. Right? Which leaves 8, which the rest of the 8 would kill him. Because he's got 5, 6, 7, 8 hit points. Boom, he would have died. Right? But we played that. Now, he's got an 8 resistance. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he takes 5 points of damage. Okay? And we're going to mark that with the big nasty die here. He's taking 5 points of damage. Boom. All right? Now, each one of these negates one of those for that, right? So he goes down from, he was at a 4, 5. He's now a -2, so now he's a 2, 3. He's still alive, and he's still able to do something, so he still gets to do his attack. He's just not as effective at it, because even though he's got the +3, he's now -2 to hit because of the 5 damage, and he's only negating 3 points. So he's a -2 to hit. He can't hit him, but he's still alive. Okay? This is how the aliens work. All right, so he's taken 5 points of damage. Nobody else hit. Now we get to do the resolution for our close combat unhidden. Both of these are targeting Private Gray. He has the negatives already. He does not. So he's got -2 to hit. He can't do it. There's nothing he can do. He's got a 4 speed still, right? This guy, however, can hit him if he rolls a 5 or a 6. And we don't do that. So they both miss. Their attacks whiff. And that is the end of combat. Now we've got all of our guys that are done with combat. We've done everything we need to, and we've still, nobody's really taken any serious casualties. But first blood has been spilled. We're going to see about that in a minute, though. We're going to see about that. 5 damage. Ooh. He's got a -3. No, a -2. So he's still got 2. So he could move back to the breeding chamber. Okay, so that's the end of combat. Now we're moving on to search round. Do we have anything to search for? I do actually have something I could search for, but I don't have anything at the moment. Now remember, we had those 2 tokens up here. I didn't move them over when I should have. Oh, no, that's right. I moved before they matured. That's right. Okay, yep, that's what happened. Okay, so they matured and then he moved. So he's back here. Okay, so that's that. Search round for these guys. He's going to search. No, he's not. Is he? No, he can't. He can't search. He's in a different location now. Screw that. Where am I? I'm at the sewer. Okay, yeah. No, we're not searching. All right. Okay. Oh, shoot. This might be bad, but it might be okay. That tree. Yeah, I could do that with these guys. Okay, so now we're on the ready, or the ready round. Okay, that guy's ready. That guy's ready. Those guys are ready. Everybody's ready there. Okay, so he's outnumbered by a lot of stuff still. Actually, he's outnumbered now. He's still outnumbered by 4. So he's stuck there, kinda. He is stuck there. Unless we move in. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. Okay. That would be stupid. Okay, yeah, we got a plan. Oh, it wouldn't do any good, though. It wouldn't do any good. Because they could just bypass it because of their stupid alien hive movement. Okay, no, that wouldn't work. All right. And that has to be an interior. He has to be in an interior location, in an adjacent location. Okay. You'd have to be in an interior location, then you do it on an adjacent location. All right, so ready for rounds done. We're on to play locations. Surplus depot. We're just gonna stick that over here. It's completely useless. That's why everything we needed to do is already done. We're gonna move that up a little bit. Move those over there. You see that part? It's getting squiffy here. We need more space. Okay, so that's there. These guys get to play another location. Hived engineering. We're just gonna stick that up here. Okay, so we're now on to movement round. I think we bring the posse in. I think we've got a good spot to retreat there. So we're moving everybody in here. Pack Rat's going to do our thing to draw a card. Okay, so we get to move first now. This is how it works. These guys move first. These guys move second. They have now 4 characters, and we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters there. So they're outnumbered by 2, which means he can no longer leave, I think. Let me see if he's got enough to move. 4. He's got 2. And they're outnumbered by 2. So yeah, no, he can't move. He can move, but he can only move 4, 5, 6. He can only move 2 spaces because he's outnumbered by 2. So he would be -2 to movement. But this guy here, he can't. All right, so movement phase, this is what we're going to do. This is the trickiness. This is how aliens work. All right, so build step. This is the alien mature phase. All right, so these ones were already matured, so now there's 4 because these ones here now mature and add to those ones. I am playing 1 here from my hand for the cost of 1, which leaves me with 3. And we're going to put those 3 on this one. All right. Here's where the aliens get squiffy. We can move our tokens from one alien to another alien, right? Here's the bad news with this one, though. If I keep these tokens and move it over to this one, this alien dies. He's dead. Aliens go to your discard pile. Okay, so because we have this one in play here, we're just going to do a little switch because the card backs are different. So that's why I'm doing that. We're just trading those out for the card backs. So that's how that happens. He's dead. This one's still here, but he now has the tokens. That's the alien mature step. Aliens are tricky like that. They can do nasty stuff. They are sneaky. Okay, so that was part of movement, so I can actually move this guy down here too with his 3 because he's going to use 1, 2 to move directly to the hived airlock. So now they have 6, 7, 8. These guys are outnumbered by 2. Now they lose their movement if they had any left. All right, so that's how the movement phase works for aliens versus anybody else. They get to move second. It gives them an advantage. All right, so we're now on to discard and draw. Since I did that, I lost all my hand size for the aliens because there's nobody left here to draw cards from. So my hand size now is back to 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can draw 1 card. 1 card. Okay. All right, so I didn't move those. I should have moved those in. That's okay. We'll keep them there for right now. They're our backup. They're our blockage. All right, so combat. Who's the most dangerous? Sergeant Major Jensen for one of them, and Private Gray for the second one. So one's targeting Jensen, one's targeting Gray. Those are the two most dangerous at the moment. Okay, so that was declaring unhidden close combat. Happens first. Then we do unhidden ranged combat. Okay. I forgot to move that body armor over to somebody that can use it. That's okay. So first off, we're going to do the rangefinder scope again with him. We're going to target one of these guys, so everybody gets a +2 at this location against one of these guys. All right, the other one here, +2 to hit one of your snipers at his location. So he's going to target the other one. So he targets this guy with the +2s to everybody. This guy's targeting him for combat with that. So he gets a +2, which brings him up to a +2, 3, 4, and a 5. He's a +5. Gotta remember that. Everybody else here is a +2, +3, unless they have any other stuff. So they're all +3s exact. So these guys here are all going to target the second one. So he targets the one for +5. The other ones are targeting this guy here for +3 minimum. So if she's targeting him, he's targeting him, and he's going to be using a phased plasma charge as his weapon. And Lieutenant Ryan is using his Uzi, +2 to hit. He's going to target this one. He's going to get a +2, +4. Does 7 damage, or does 8 damage at +2 to hit. He's using the short range, which also lets him roll 2 dice and use the higher roll. Okay, so he's a +4, +3, and a +3. And then he's a +5. All right, those guys get to go first. So let's do the +5 first. Yep, he doesn't lose his thing. He's doing 13. He doesn't lose his ammo. He's doing 13 damage. They don't have any more cards. So this guy here, 13 damage, 5, doesn't have that for resistance. He can take 10 points of damage total. So he takes 5, and then whatever happens next, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's taking 8 points of damage total, which kills him right off the bat. Boom. So he is dead. And we're gonna have to keep it there. Which isn't exactly a good thing. All right, so we're going to do him next. He rolls 2 dice, and he takes the highest roll. He rolled a 5. He hits for 8 damage. So this bad boy takes 3 points of damage, right? Which makes him even. He's now even. He's -3 +3. That's how that works. She's going to hit him with an assault rifle. Actually, now this all happens at the same time, right? So they're short range. They're doing range combat. So it doesn't stack on top. He doesn't lose that until after the resolution. So we're just counting that. He's still doing normal damage. So we're going to use this because it does 9 damage, and we can't really do any damage against him. Wait, 5, 5. Yeah, it only does 7 damage. Actually, is that right? 8, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7. So 5, 6, he would take 2 points of damage. Yeah, we're going to use. We're going to use the Beretta, and he gets to declare a second. She gets to declare a second ranged attack at -1 to hit. So the first one she rolls is a +3. So that hits for 7 damage, 5, 6, 7. So 3 goes up to 5, 6, 7. And then the second one is a -1, so that's +2 to hit. That's a 3, 4, 5. Hits him again, 6, 7. All right. These guys are both going down. I think the aliens have just hit. I think they're getting toasted. I think they're going to get roasted out. But we'll play it out. This one, I think I can go all the way to the end because it's not going to be much longer here. We just took out their 2 big guns, which is bad. It's not good for the aliens. All right, so I don't even need to roll Garston or Grays, but I already declared it, so we have to follow through because it does make a difference here. So Gray hits for 14 damage. And then he rolled a 4, so he doesn't lose it. And it's not reduced by armor. Okay, so he keeps that. He blowed it up for 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. So 7 plus 9. 16. Supreme overkill. All right, so this alien dies. All right, here's the resolution. Now we do the resolution. Technically, these guys would still be in play until the resolution. I threw them away a little early. But since now they're both dying, I can now play an acid spray on one of these dead aliens. Play at the end of combat. Each non-alien at a location with a just killed alien takes 1 point of environmental acid damage. Armor does not stop this, so they all take a point of damage. Ah, fun stuff. How the hell am I going to mark that? Everybody takes. I don't even have enough. Okay, we're going to use red. I'm going to use red for these guys. Everybody with a red token gets damage. You get some damage. And you get some damage. It doesn't matter. We're just using red ones. These are just damage tokens. Damage. If I had more of those, these guys could have been really, really hurt. If not completely killed in one shot. And I threw a couple of them away earlier. And I kind of wish I'd saved them. I think the aliens just went down to the resistance. That's what I think. But we'll find out. They're not completely out yet. So, all right. So we play the acid spray. Oh yeah, this guy. He also, he attacked too. So nobody else, but this guy gets to attack. And he hits Purvis. Purvis goes up here, where there's 1, to give him 2 tokens, and then we at least have 1 alien warrior left, I guess. Okay, so that's the end of that combat. These guys are all done. Everybody that rotated and now gets done run rotating. They did do some damage to each other. One of them based on skill, but the other one more like based on trickery, which that might actually, I mean, they could still ruin, they could still ruin their day. But I think I have the rest of those in there, so it's gonna be a tough situation here. I can do. There's a couple more things I can do with the aliens, so we're not quite out of this yet. All right, ready for him? Okay. Oh, I get one. I get one combat pool for Knuckles over there. We'll use this one here. So we have one combat pool left. All right, and then almost undefended queen. So ready phase is done. We're doing the locations. Here's the construction site. That's the other one that you can get another resistance private out of. And 5 corridor, which will just stick up there. Okay, so that sucks. That one. Yeah. Movement. Okay, you get +1. So that's regular long range, super long range, double long range. So we're going to move everybody here to the ambush point, even though that's probably not, it's not a good location. Garston is removing a damage token from our main shooter here. And we are playing a card. We're playing Desperation. And I would be stupid to run back now. I have to press this. I've got an advantage. So let's roll the die. 3. I draw 1 card. All right. Okay. That was my movement round. Build step. That goes over there. He gets discarded. Oh wait, no movement. Yeah, we're not screwing around here anymore. These guys, these 2 facehuggers are moving down here. Our last alien warrior is moving back up. I forgot to move them, so we're gonna do that. Facehuggers get an attack. We're gonna see if we can make some infected people. All right, so who do I want? Major Wiggs and Private Garston. Actually, no, Lieutenant Ryan, because they're the easier ones to hit. So Major Wiggs gets +1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed. So she's a 3, 4, 5. She's a 5. -1 for this. She's a 4. You know what? They're both targeting Garston because they need to hit a 6 or a 6 to hit him. So they're both targeting him. Garston gets a +1 for Echelon. He also gets a +1 for protection, but he does not get the major wigs because he's not from the same regiment. Neither does Ryan. Actually, you know what? Both of those guys, they're even Stevens. I'm going to take out Garston because Garston can heal. So both of these guys, one of them on each. We'll do one on each. Maybe I get lucky. Nope. Nope. All right, so nothing happens there. But they got those two things they're going to probably shoot now if they want to. Or they can just leave them there because their target's bigger. They're going after bigger game. All right, so that was movement round. We moved everybody back. Now, Alien Queens get, because they have a 0 on here to their speed, they get a +1 defense for every alien token and alien warrior at their location. And right now, we're going to say they get a +1 defense for their chest boosters too, just to give them a fucking chance, I think. Actually, I don't even think they do that. I think they just get, I'd have to look it up, but we're going to say just for, you know what, just for the sake of playing it fairly, just for the alien warriors and alien tokens. Alien warrior tokens specifically, so they get she gets a +1 defense. She's not doing very much though. It's gonna hurt. Whatever's coming is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt severely. I think she's done. I think we're done here, but let's find out. It all comes down to the die rolls. All right, so movement round is done. Now we are going to discard and draw. And oh boy. Yeah, I'm discarding those two. And drawing 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Also gets resistance for aliens too, so she'd be 1 + 1 more resistance, so she'd be an 8. I don't think it's going to help her very much though, because she's just going to get toasted. These guys have very big guns, and they're going to be able to shoot her from right where they're sitting. So, yeah. Okay. Combat phase. Because I think we're done with the discard and draw round. So combat phase. Major Jensen is going to target. He can target long range normally. Because of his ability, rotate a character with scout or sniper at Jensen's location to allow Jensen to declare an attack against a character 1 location beyond the current range of the ranged item. So he's going to rotate this guy here. We're going to rotate Gray to do that. So he can now shoot from here. He can go to here to here. Okay? Now, using the 50 cal Barrett. Okay, does 12 damage and may target 1 location beyond long range at -2 to hit. All right, so now he can target 1 location. Actually, you do this one first, and then you do his, because his allows you to do it to any weapon, and it doesn't have to be beyond long range. So I'll just read the wording. So that one lets you do it beyond long range. So he can do from here to here. That's long range. This is beyond long range. So that's where he is with the rifle. And then he uses his ability And I'm going to read it for you here. It says +1 to hit with rifles. Rotate a character with scout or sniper at Jensen's location to allow Jensen to declare an attack against a character one location beyond the current range of the ranged item, of his ranged item at -1 to hit. So he can do that with the rifle to shoot here. We're shooting at the queen. He gets a -3. 2 for the rifle, 1 for himself. He gets a +1 for himself. So that brings him up to a -2. Lieutenant Ryan gives him another +1, which brings him up to a -1. His scope here gives him another +1, which brings him up to 0. He's now shooting at 0. We're going to rotate Corporal Devlin here to give him a +2 to hit to one of your characters with sniper at this location. He's giving him a +2 to hit. And these guys have long since been unlucky. I forgot about that completely. All right. So, since I missed it. We're just going to skip past it. I forgot to draw up during this card and draw around for my resistance. All right, so he's at a +2. The ambush point is a hive. And we're shooting at the queen. Queen has nothing to retaliate with. She's got a +1. So I just have to roll a 1. Yeah, we hit her. 4, 13 damage. He keeps his thing. She takes 13. She's got 8. So she takes 5 damage. She's still alive. Okay. That's the only attack they get, except for Wiggs attacking a facehugger and Lieutenant Ryan attacking a facehugger. So Lieutenant Ryan gets to shoot 2 dice, and he rolls a 2. He's got a +1. It makes him a 3. He's got a -1 for his damage, so that makes him a 2, and he misses. Wiggs, she's got a +1 to hit. He's already been rotated, so she's got a +1 to hit. She hits one of them, and one of them goes boom. All right, so one of the facehuggers dies. Okay, Wiggs, you just got acid splashed. Play when an attacking alien is killed. The alien's target suffers 6 damage, and 1 random item is destroyed by acid. Discard it. Okay, since the damage happens first, she gets to keep her items for it, then she loses the item. So the damage happens first. She's taking 6 damage. She's got a resistance of 4 normally. -1 makes it 3. Okay, you don't roll for this. It automatically just does 6 damage. So she's at 3, but she's also got body armor. 4, 5, 6, and 7. She shrugs off all the damage. All the damage has been shrugged off. That's that armor, man. It actually does do something, but she's got these equipment pieces here. So what we're going to do, oh boy, I got to close my eyes because one of these is green. All right, close my eyes and then picking one. Oh, she just lost her body armor. That's too bad. She had a second one. That's right. Aliens are not getting any freaking luck this game, dude. Oh man, they just are not getting any luck. Jeez. All right, we got to tune this deck a little bit more, I think, too. So the Predator deck and this one are being looked at. Actually, I don't know. This one's just strong. It's just strong. All right. What the hell was that? That was combat. Okay, so combat's done. Acid splashes out of here. Facesucker is still got one facesucker. So ready round. Oh no, search. We get a search round. No searches. No searches. And then we go to. Do these guys have searches? No, no searches. Ready round. Ready, ready, ready. Ready, ready, ready. Ready, ready, ready. Ready, ready, ready. Okay. That's a stupid thing. All right, so Rubble Hills. We're finally at turn 9. And Rubble Hills. We'll just stick that there and there. Doesn't matter. The game's already afoot. We've been connected for a little while here now. All right, so I think maybe we should press in with our guys here and just. Oh yeah, Alien Queen. I forgot to do something. When your queen takes damage, in the rules, you can go through your deck if you have one or your hand and replace her with the Warrior Queen, which we're going to do that right now. It removes her damage. That goes to the discard. Damage is gone. We're going to do that now, even though it technically would have happened back there at the end of the combat round. Just to give them a fighting chance for a second or two here, because they do have something. They're not completely out of this yet. It's not looking good for them, but they are just kind of hanging in there when oh man, those tokens, I should have put them all in one, but it just worked out that way. Suckered me out with that. I suckered myself out with that one character out there. I just left him alone. He wouldn't have been able to do anything. He would have just been sitting there. I would have been fine. He would have been able to shoot maybe 2 squares away at negative. He would have put pressure on my hatchery, but they were coming anyway. I mean, they were coming anyway, so it's just how it is. All right, so we did that movement round. These guys are moving first, and I think what we are doing is Garston is going to remove Gray's damage. Jensen and Devin and Ryan are staying there. We're moving Private Gray. Where's one with that? I guess I don't need to worry about his hidden movement anymore. They toasted that. We're going to move him right here. And he's going to plink, I think. He's going to plink at him from there. Everybody else is staying here in this location. So Gray's moving. They don't have to worry about that stupid face hugger. He's right here. He's still in the same location as them, the rest of the main group here. Gray is the only one that has separated from the group, and he's sitting right there. Okay. That just gives us an extra shot that we can take. Oh, in this movement, since he's not doing anything, and he's just sticking around, he's going to move this rangefinder scope over to Wiggs, and she's going to take over that because he's been doing healing, so he's going to be doing the healing from now on. Okay, so she's got that. Devin Gray's off on his own. Let's separate those guys. We'll move that. Move Gray over here. And Gray now has no damage on him, but he's got a lot of weapons. Garston is booted. These guys are ready to go. Pack rat. Oh yeah. Do I want to do it now? I'll wait. Okay, so that was our movement. Aliens get to move next. Aliens are not moving from their location. Okay, so they're moving and then they're done. So we are now going down to aliens mature phase. These guys become 2 alien warriors. See what I said? We're not quite done yet. There's still some life left in this deck yet. All right. Boy, this is stupid. It's not looking good though. I'll tell you that right off the bat. We were in a bad. The aliens are in a bad spot, even with that queen, the warrior queen out. Actually, you know what? I have to do that way. I have to do that. She still gets the bonuses. So she's now a 7 defense. She's going to be a lot harder to hit with these guys here. So they have to target those guys now to even get to her now. So it does make things a little more difficult. So now we are now on to discard and draw. So we're going to discard that and draw. There's 5. We're going to put this at Rubble Hills. We're playing a card. We're going to play an echelon formation just to get it out of my hand. All right, on to them. Yeah, it's useless for me right now. And that's useless for me right now. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because we're reshuffling, we're now down to 1. We're -1 hand size. So we don't get to draw my 8th card. We're now 7 hand size. We're now -1 for a full rotation. And did we get anything that can help us? Possibly. Possibly. But not this turn. Okay. Combat. I forgot to do his free attack. That's okay. I missed it. I missed it. All right. So we're going to use the pack rat here to draw a card. All right. Sergeant Major Jensen is declaring an attack. Boop, boop. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? Does he have a 6 speed right now? He does. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. He's declaring an attack. Now I got to figure out. Let's see, he's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9. No, wait, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we're playing Fearless with his attack. Fearless costs 1. I forgot I did actually add a combat pool card in here. Target one of your characters. The target gains +1 to hit. Also, if he is brave or Skynet, which is why he's got bottled courage on him, so he's brave. For each point he reduces his defense not below 0, he gains an additional +1 to hit. His defense is a 6. He's going down to 0. That gives him a +6 to hit. +1, that's +7. Okay, 7 just from that card. He gets a +1 from here, so that's 8, 9, 10. Devlin's going to rotate to do his sniper thing. 11, 12. He's a +12 minus. Jeez, let me do that again. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 minus 3. 12, 11, 10, 9 is a +9. He's a +9. Okay, he's shooting at the queen. Also, Gray's shooting at one of the aliens. They aren't declaring anything because they don't. I forgot about him, so he only does it during the movement round. So +9 and 4, 5, 6. She's a 7, right? So it's automatic. It's already hit. 9, 10, 11. Oh no, he hits, but he loses his armor-piercing rounds. It's discarded. He gets to use it though for that attack, so it still does +1 damage. So he's doing 13 damage to the queen. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She takes 5 points of damage. You see what I mean? It's looking bad. It's looking real bad. Oh, now she can't move. She's just stuck again. Jeez, I forgot this deck worked like that. Oh man. All right, yeah. So the aliens are getting shredded. Okay. They didn't build fast enough. They just didn't build fast enough. We're gonna do Gray versus one of the alien warriors. He misses. All right, so nothing happens there. Okay. Okay. This is stupid. Oh no. Okay, there's nothing they can do. All right, that's combat. Combat's over. Nobody else says anything. Wiggs is shooting at a face hugger. Ryan's shooting at a face hugger. Ryan hits. Face hugger dies. Boom. Face hugger's dead. No more face hugger. Holy crap. Yeah, technically I should have done that with the declaration, but I mean who cares at this point? I should have done that. You do all the combat at once. You do all your declaration at once. So I did that. I gotta get smoother with the gameplay, but all right. So we're not completely done yet. The aliens have one last Hail Mary type of thing they can do here. Possibly. If they can get the right card, they might be able to draw this game up, maybe, or even win it. If they get a couple of the right. I need 2 or 3 cards. I need 3 cards technically. Or 2 cards. I could do it with 2 cards. So we did survive to another turn. We don't have any more. We have another sewage tunnel, which immediately goes out of play because I'm just dropping it out of my hand. So that's that. And then, okay, so movement round. she can't move, but they could drag her. It'd be 1, 2, 3. Costs you 1 to drag. They're going to drag the queen. Stupid. I think that's how this works. 1 to drag. 3. We're moving everybody here. Oh, no more. No more face hugger. So he's gone. So we've got our alien queen and we've got our posse here. There's a reason why I did that. All right. Movement round. No reason to move. Yeah, these guys would have moved already. They're not going to move. They're staying where they're at because they can just do what they want to. We would have moved gray here. That's what we would have done. Then the aliens would have been able to move. And so now gray is out of range. And that would have been effective. Actually, he didn't even really need to move there because he was still going to be able to shoot at the queen. I didn't even do his attack that last turn, so it just doesn't even matter. That's what we would have done. We'd have moved him 1 forward, and then. Okay, so movement's down. We don't have any more stuff. We're not building anymore because the aliens have been completely cut off from building. I don't even know if it's even worthwhile trying to seek it out. It might be. Yeah, actually, we're going to move here instead. It does put us in the crossfire of those two, but it gives us a chance. No, we have to go for attacks. We have to. Okay, yeah, no. Sticking with the original plan. All right, so discard and draw. Discard those two. 1, 2. And I know I got a different color card in there. Usually this deck doesn't go like that. It's very rare that equipment gets destroyed. What was that anyway? Yeah, the acid splash. Okay. I need 3 cards specifically from the aliens deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're now down to 4 hand size, and we got a lot of stuff there that we can't really use to at the moment. Aliens. They're going for a Hail Mary, so they're ditching this whole stack here except for this one. And they're drawing 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't get what I needed. Not really, but we might be able to stall it out a little bit here because this is the showdown. This is the final showdown right here. Okay. This guy's got so much health, man. They get an additional power for that. +1 power. It's 5, 4, 4, 5, 4, 5. Oh man, the resistance is just so tough, man. Okay. No, I wouldn't have been able to Hail Mary it anyway. The most I could have done was hope for 3 acid sprays. Play at the end of combat. Each non-alien at a location with a just killed alien takes 1 point of environmental acid damage. Could have done 3 damage to him. She's got a 5. He's got a 3, 4. 5, 4, 4, 5, 4. If I gotten 3, I could have killed him. Oh, and him, I think. Yeah, because he's got the. I took the damage off him. Okay, I could have killed two. I could have killed two characters with it. It would have been something. It would have been something. And that doesn't help me at all anymore. All right. Ah. All right. Declaring attacks. Is it even worth attacking with her? She's got a -5 to hit. Oh, it's not even worth it. These guys here that have a 4, though. 2, 3, 4, 5. We can hit her with a 6. 3. Wait, no. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't hit him at all. 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 1 makes him down to a 5. Can hit him. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can hit him. Can hit him. And can hit him. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. She's a 4. I forgot about her damage token. So we're gonna attack her with one of them. We're gonna attack our him too because he's the same. It's a waste of time attacking her. They can't do enough damage to kill her or even do a damage point to her. They're all attacking Lieutenant Ryan. We're gonna take one guy down, hopefully. We're gonna take one guy down. All right, so Major Jensen's gonna attack one of these guys. Wiggs is gonna attack the second one. Devlin's given Major Jensen a +2 to hit for the first one. He's. Oh, actually, no, she's not attacking. She's going to rotate to do the rangefinder scope. She's doing the rangefinder scope, which gives everybody at this location +2 to hit one of these guys. So she's going to target the second one. So Jensen's targeting the first one. She's targeting the second one with the buff. Okay. Oh, that's right. No, I moved those two guys around. Okay, so Garston is going to rotate. Actually, no, he's not going to rotate. He's just going to sit there. Ryan's going to rotate to attack the third one. And Gray, from his perch, he can hit. He can hit the queen, I think. Oh, what is he going to be? He's going to be a plus. Oh, he doesn't have any pluses because he's not at the same location as Ryan. Yeah, he's going to shoot the queen. She's a -5. She's a 0. He's going to shoot the queen. So he's going to shoot the queen. And that's it. So we've got him on first one, her on second one, him on third one. All right, let's do Jensen first. He's +1 to hit, +2 to hit, 3, 4, 5, +5 to hit. He hits one and it dies. First one's done. Major Wiggs gave +2s to everybody here. So Ryan's shooting. He's got a +2 for this, but he's also got a +2 for Wiggs. Shooting the second one. Did I do that right? Oh yeah, one of these guys I'm not shooting at because Wiggs isn't shooting. She was doing the rangefinder scope. Yeah, she's doing the rangefinder scope. So yeah, no, that's right. Okay, so one of them's not getting shot at. So he rolls 2 dice and takes the highest. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, he kills C. Then he's doing 8 damage. 6, 7, 8. So he takes 3 points of damage. And then the last one is free to do whatever. Okay, so combat now. His attack, they were both going after Ryan. All right, so he now has a -3 to hit. He can't hit Ryan at all. So we're just going to roll it. Okay, this guy can hit Ryan. He needs to hit a 5 or a 6. Nope, not even close. Or not close. It was close, but it wasn't close enough. All right, so he missed 2. Okay, so that's now resolution happens. This guy gets toasty, kaboomed. And we play an acid spray. Play at the end of combat. Each non-act alien at a location with a just killed alien takes 1 point of environmental acid damage. So these guys here, without an exception of him, all take another point of damage. So she's got that. Now she's got that. He's got that. He's got that. He's got that. Oh, we forgot an attack. We forgot an attack. That it was declared, so we're going to follow through with it. So they got the damage there. It was an auto hit. 13 damage. Even though he was at a... Wait, 8? No, he's not an auto hit. It's not an auto hit. Because he is at a -2? Yes, he's at a -2 to hit. So he's a -2 to hit. She is a 0. So he needs to hit a 3 or better. And he missed. She's alive still. Okay, one more. This is just getting pathetic. All right, so at least we know these guys are, even though they're not tough, they're still tough. All right. So that was that. We unrotate everybody. Everybody's ready. Also, just so you know, these Barretts do rotate after they attack. The reason for that is so you can only get 1 attack per round, but every ready round they unrotate on their own. It's not like the scope gun for the Marines. We have to manually unrotate them. Okay, so these guys all have a bunch of negatives now too. I forgot about the negatives on that one. Yeah, he would have been negative a little bit more too, but it didn't really matter. He still rolled high enough. 3. He would have been a -1. +1. -1. 2, 3. Yeah, I did actually modify that in. Okay, yep. So that's how that goes. And what time is it now? 10:54. All right. We still have a chance with the aliens, so let's just see if we can draw into a possibly winning situation here. Like a Hail Mary. Still, we're not dead yet. She missed the attack on the Queen. Yeah, I don't have anything else there that's useful in my deck or my hand. These guys, they do have something. But we'll wait. I don't really need it yet. Okay, so unrotated, rotated, no more of that stuff. We're moving on to movement round. I think we're good where we're at. Everybody's where we need to be. We are going to move him up 1 more, just so we don't have to do that super long range shot. We're going to do it from normal. That means he doesn't get any negatives. He's not going to miss. He's not going to miss the Queen this time. Okay, so discard and draw. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Full hand. She got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, if I had moved away with these guys, they would have just moved in, except for the queen. She can't move, but they can still drag her. He's not able to move that much, but he can still move one location. So he would drag the queen and he would move, so it wouldn't have made much difference. They would have still caught up to me and still been in the same location for doing their little swipey attacks. They're pretty much all in anyway. I didn't get what I needed. Let's see if it's even here. It's at the bottom. I'm doing this now, and then there's the second one. If I had done those two, if I had gotten those two, I could have killed one guy with this, and then I could have done 2 more points of damage to these guys, which would have killed 4, 5, 3, 4, 4, 4. He would have died. 4. It would have killed him. It would have killed one guy. All right. So it is now 10:57 where I am at. And let's just finish him off. And then we're going to call it a night. Because I think this one here, we're going to be able to do it. So, okay. One last hurrah for the aliens who have been a tough customer here. They've been hanging on like troopers, regardless of how nasty this stupid deck is. So we're going to attack with these two guys. 3. I don't think he can even hit anybody. He's a -3 to hit. 3, which means he would have, and these guys will have, well, see, let's do these modifiers here. 3, 2. Okay, she's a 0, 1, 2, 3. She's a 3. Yep. He is a 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a 5. Can't hit him. He can hit him. He's going to be hitting him too. So he's hitting him. This one's hitting her because those are the 2 most dangerous ones. And the queen is a -5 to hit. She can't hit anybody. So that's that. Same strategy. She's doing the rangefinder scope on this one. He's shooting at that one. He's going to give him +2. So that's 2, 4. Boom. Hitting on this one. Okay, Garston, he can attack. So he's going to attack. He's got a -2 to hit. But he can hit this guy. He is a 1. So he could hit him with the 3 or better. I think. Did I do that right? So -2. 2. So it'd be 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3. No, it'd be a 4 or better. He can hit a 4 better. So he's attacking this one. He's got the same problem, but he's got some modifiers. So, okay, so he's -2, -2, but he's got a +1, +1. So it's +1, +1. Private Gray's shooting the queen. Okay, so we got the big boy shooting the big boy. These 2 guys shooting the little guy. Everybody else is accounted for. Pack Rat is dead. I forgot he was there. And so is the guard dog. The guard dog's in the pack rat. No, wait, no. Guard dog is still hanging on, but the pack rat is definitively dead, which means they lose an additional power. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, he died that last turn. So, ah. All right. So that's my alarm to tell me that it's time to stop. But let's finish this off because things just changed a little bit. All right. So, pack rat, they lose their +1 speed and a +1 power. So 4 again. So she's got 2. Okay, they lost the speed though. That's important. So they get 2. So 2 minus 2. She gets 2. She's a 2 speed. So that changes things. These 2 guys here. These 2 guys here. Okay, so Queen still can't hit anybody, I don't think, because nobody. That's a +1. No, loses that. But she gets that. But that's only 4. So Garston is now a 4. -2. He's a 2 also. Am I doing that right? Because he's not getting that echelon and he's not getting the protection, but wait, no. He is getting the echelon. He's not getting the protection. He's not getting the major wigs. So he is a 2, 3, -2. He's a 1. Even with a 6, she still can't hit him. Ryan. He loses. He never had this, but he loses this, so he's only getting this. So he's now a 2, 3. He's a 1 also. Okay, so that changes things. 1. No, she's a 2. She gets 1 for herself and 1 for the. So that's a 4, 2. She's a 2. So he's a 1. He's a 1. He is shooting Ryan. This one is going to shoot Jensen. I think we have to. Actually, it doesn't even matter. We're going to do Garston. We're going to take 2 of these guys out. Yeah, she still can't hit anybody. And that's if these guys survive. So they both. Okay, so let's do Jensen's first. He's got a +1, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a +4, 5. Just to make sure. Because we declare our second. They don't know we had that. We didn't know we had that. So we play it. He's going to go down to a 0, which is going to make him a 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 4 is +8. +8 versus that first alien warrior. I think that's right. So he gets 1. That one's not counted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. +9. Yep, +9. So, yep, it is a did. Now he's doing 12. So 5 is 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's 2 over. So he's gone. Yeah, that guy's toast. Alien died. Boom. Is no longer a problem. Is no longer a problem. Okay, now the second one was Garston. He's getting a +2 for her. No, wait, she was after that one. She did that one. So this one, Garston is a +1 for Ryan. And a -2. So he is a -1 to hit a 1. -1 to hit a 1. Ooh. It's going to do that one's cocked. Okay, he rolled a 2. He missed. All right. And then Ryan was the last one. He rolls 2 dice. He gets a +2 for himself, a +1 from himself. He's got a -2, so he has a +1 to hit a 1. He just has to roll a die. Yep. And he hits him. He's doing 8 damage. So he's -3. So 5, 4, 3, 2. He's a 2. Sucks up 2 and then takes 2 more and he's dead. All right. And so that one's dead. Boom, boom. All right. Now for the finale. Private Gray shooting at a whopping nothing versus the nothing. Okay, he just has to roll a die. Bam. Queen just got hit for 13 points of damage. So she's Omega 5, 6, 5, 6, 3. 3 is 6. 6 was as much as she could take. She's done 2. And that's the end of the game. Boom. Game over. Looks like we just knocked the aliens out. Single elimination. The aliens just dropped. All right. With that, I'm going to call it a night. Y'all have fun. If anybody actually watched this thing all the way through, congratulations. I hope you learned something. I hope you were interested in it. Yeah. So now we're down to 4 more decks. Moving towards that championship thing, whatever the hell. And then we're gonna start tinkering with these to even them out a little bit more. I think these were fairly even matched. I think it really could have gone either way. We need to slow these guys down just a tad, and I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to move the armory out of the starting location and put it into the location deck and put the underground archives back in, which was my original setup. That will give the aliens a chance to build up to a point when they might be able to put up a fight. That will mean that, and that will make them fairly evened out. I think they were a little quick for this one, and that's what kind of when they. I mean, they're quick at connecting anyway. Do we need to make them quicker at connecting with all their equipment? I don't know, because they got all their stuff out within a couple turns and they were ready to rock and roll. Once they had their stuff out, bad news, bad news. They're shooting 4 away. So it's, yeah, I think they're fairly even. I think we just the aliens started off slow, and they weren't getting the right stuff when they needed it, and it was just one of those days. It was a bad day. Anyway, that's that. We're done with this. So yeah, have a good night, and I'm out of here. Yeah. Later.